Today we are going to discuss Dam Safety Bill 2019. So it was already passed by the Lok Sabha and the bill was passed on 2nd of December 2021 in the Rajya Sabha also. So it is on the verge of becoming an act. So we will discuss what are the key issues that were hampering the progress of the bill. So let us start about the Dam Safety Bill. The flow of presentation is like this: context of the bill, key features, key issues and the way forward. So first we'll try to understand the context in which the bill was tabled in the parliament. Let us first understand what are the dams. So dams are artificial barriers on rivers which store water and help in irrigation, power generation, food moderation and water supply. So we all know that water is the most essential thing for the survival of life. Not only for the survival of life, it is also necessary for the progress of the society. So stored water can be utilized for the purpose of irrigation, also power generation. It also balances our food, that is why it is written food moderation, that is balanced diet, then water supply. So it can be water is of much importance, but with the progress of science, the complexity associated with large dams are also increasing, and in the wake of rising cyclones, rainfall, abrupt rainfalls, the safety of the dam becomes a major concern. So let us understand how the dams are defined in India. So any dam which is higher than 15 meters or it is between 10 and 15 meters height and fulfills certain design conditions, so these dams are categorized as large dams in India. So as of June 2029, India has 5,745 large dams, 5,745 large dams operated as under. So out of these 5,745 dams, 5,600 dams are under the control of state. 5,675 dams are under the control of state. 40 are under the control of central public sector enterprises units, and 5 are under private agencies. So this is the statistics that we have sourced from Central Water Commission. State-wise, if we look at the state-wise distribution of large dams, so highest number of dams are in the Maharashtra. It is 2,394 dams in Maharashtra. Then Madhya Pradesh 906. Then Gujarat 632. So these are the distribution of large dams in India. So mostly the dams are under the control of states. What are the concerns? So out of these 5,745 dams, around 220 dams are more than 100 years old. So that is a cause of concern, and every time we see that natural calamities are happening and many of the dams are in the seismically active zones. Some of them are receiving high amount of water. We have recently seen the Mulla Periyar Dam issue. It's a structural issue has been questioned by several experts, and the matter is referred to the Supreme Court also. So in that context, a legal framework was required to enact a piece of legislation which would facilitate the safety of the dam. So as a large amount of water may be stored in dam's reservoir, its failure can cause large scale damage to life and property. So these are few statistics that shows dam failure in India. So we can see breaching failure due to flooding. So because of failure, 45% of the dam safety were compromised in the past. Then overtopping due to inadequate spillway capacity. So this is something that is the structural flaw. We need to decrease the height of spillway. Then we have piping or bad workmanship. Again, this is something which is related to structure of the dam. Then there were other causes that led to 17% of the cases for the dam failure. So this makes the pertinent case for making a law which will govern the dam safety in India. So what is the structure of dam safety in India? The Central Dam Safety Organization, CDSO, working under the Central Water Commission, provides technical assistance to dam owners. Dam owners, it may be state government, it may be CPSE, or it may be any private owners who are maintaining the dams. So it provides technical assistance to dam owners and maintains data on dams. So it plays a very important role. The National Committee on Dam Safety devises dam safety policies and regulations. Currently 18 state and 4 dam owning organizations have their own dam safety organizations. CWC provides that each dam owner should carry out pre and post monsoon inspections covering site condition, dam operations every year. However, as a part of CAG report on flood forecasting from 2008 to 2016, of the 17 states studied, only 2 had carried out such inspections. That means the states or those who are the owners of the dams, they are not adhering to the practices and advices of the central safety guidelines. So that is why it becomes pertinent to make a law. Now we'll analyze what is the history of Dam Safety Bill. So a CWC Committee on Dam Safety in 1986 had recommended unified safety procedure for all dams and suggested a legislative framework for dam safety. Then in 2007, Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal passed resolution requesting Parliament to make a law on dam safety. Consequently, Dam Safety Bill 2010 was introduced in the Lok Sabha under Article 252, which allows Parliament to make laws on state subject which will apply to those states that pass a resolution requiring such laws. So we know that when two or more states request, then Parliament may enact a law on the subject that is mentioned in the state list. So with the request of Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal, the central drafted a bill that is called Dam Safety Bill, and it was introduced in the 2010. But before the bill could be passed, it lapsed because of the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Again, the Dam Safety Bill was reintroduced in 2019, and on July 29, 2019 was passed by the Dam Safety Bill 2019 was introduced in Lok Sabha on 29th of July 2019, and it was passed by Lok Sabha on 2019. So thereafter, lot of debates were happening because of the many states were alleging that the laws enacted by the center would infringe the right of the states. So they were raising federal structure, federal issues. But finally, on 2nd of December 2021, that is in this winter session itself, the Rajya Sabha passed this bill, and once it is accented by the President of India, it will become a law. Now I'll try to understand what are the key features of this bill. So first of all, applicability of the Dam Safety Bill. The bill shall be applicable to all specified dams in the country with height more than 15 meters or height between 10 meters to 15 meters and satisfying certain additional design conditions such as reservoir capacity of at least 1 million cubic meter and length of top of the dam at least 500 meters. So all the big dams will be under the purview of this law. The bill mandates creation of Dam Safety Authority. So at national level, it constitutes the National Committee on Dam Safety. National Committee on Dam Safety, whose function include evolving policies and recommending regulations regarding dam safety. And the second is the National Dam Safety Authority, whose functions include implementing policies of the National Committee. So whatever policies are formulated by the National Committee on Dam Safety, its implementation will be in the hands of the National Dam Safety Authority. Okay, so those functions include implementing policies of the National Committee, and if there is any matter that is between the state dam safety organization and central, or between two state dam safety organization, they will resolve this matter also. So we have at national level two authorities. One is the National Committee on Dam Safety, that will devise the policy, that will make the policy, and the implementation part will remain with National Dam Safety Authority. Central government may notify the qualifications, functions of the officers of the National Dam Safety Authority. Then we have also state level authority, State Dam Safety Organization, whose functions include keeping perpetual surveillance, inspecting and monitoring dams. So the real task lies in the hand of State Dam Safety Organization, SDSOs. They will keep a perpetual surveillance, then inspecting and monitoring dams. And a State Committee on Dam Safety, which will supervise state dam rehabilitation programs, purview of the work of SDSO, and review the progress on major recommended in relation to dam safety, among others. State government may notify the qualification, function of officer of the Dam Safety Organization. They may also notify dam safety measures to be undertaken by owners of non-specified dams. This bill also envisages penal provision. Anyone obstructing a person in discharge of his function under the bill or refusing to comply with directions may be imprisoned for a year. In case of loss of life, the person may be imprisoned for 2 years. So these are the provisions of the bill. Now, why the bill was bill becomes so controversial? What were the key issues? So this includes dams on both inter and intrastate rivers. So the applicability of the law will be on both interstate rivers and intrastate rivers, that is, those flowing within the state. Those dams also will be under the purview of the legislative jurisdiction of Dam Safety Bill. The question is whether Parliament has jurisdiction to frame a law on intra-state dams. So now the question is whether the Parliament is empowered to make a law for a dam which is based on a river which is flowing within the state. Then what does the Constitution say? As per the entry 17 of the state list, states can make laws on water supply, irrigation and canals, drainage and embankments, water storage, water power, subject to entry 56 of the Union list. So, state is empowered to make laws on the matters related to water supply, irrigation, canals, drainage and embankment, etc. But it is restricted by the entry 56 of the Union list. Now we'll see what is the entry 56 of the Union list. It allows Parliament to make laws on the regulation of interstate rivers and river valleys if it declares such regulation to be expedient in public interest. So, Parliament is empowered to make laws on subject of interstate river water. So, this is clear that entry 56 imposes some restriction on state to make a laws under entry 17 if the river is flowing through more than one state. But what if a river is flowing within the state? What about the intra-state rivers? The bill declares it expedient in public interest for the Union to regulate on a uniform dam safety procedure for all specified dam. However, given entry 17, it is unclear how Parliament would have the jurisdiction to frame a law for dams on rivers where the river and its valley are entirely within a state. So this was the main concern that was hampering the progress of the bill, and it was facing a stiff competition, a stiff opposition in the Rajya Sabha. But finally, Rajya Sabha conceded that this kind of bill is necessary in the national interest, in the safety of the dams. So this is how the bill has been enacted by the Parliament. Now the President will give his assent to the bill, and after that it will become a law. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.